Hey guys, I see a lot of discussions about Ciri in Witcher 4 and there are all kind of takes. I even read from time to time something along the lines that oh, she should be uglier than that due to all the stress and mutations she endured. It would be more realistic this way. Now, what I don't see enough is one simple truth and fact that customer is the ultimate judge for defining whether something is a good product for this customer. Consumer is the one who decides whether he likes it and wants to purchase it or not. The thing is that regardless of where you stand on Ciri the Witcher or Ciri looks, someone has to buy the game to make it a financial success. And for the customer, his own enjoyment is the ultimate truth. Doesn't matter what happens in the books, doesn't matter what is faithful to the lore and what is not. If consumer is only ready to pay for a certain package of content, that's it, he will demand it. This is why CDPR has to balance things like having marketable character, having ability to sell it to different audiences, staying within reasonable boundaries of the lore, and not pissing off critical amount of customers. From business perspective, they might need to ban the books and lore to a certain degree because people are not buying books in this case. Selling games is not the same as selling books. It is a lot less about your vision or your opinion and more about customers' opinion. People want to buy their enjoyment and they have their own understanding of it. It's like with realistic shooters versus one man army shooters. They appeal to very different understanding of what is fun and what is a good design. It makes zero sense to take realism into arena shooter and claim that from now on you're gonna die from two shots because that's realistic. Customers who love these type of shooters don't give a f about realism, just like people who want to see perfect beauty in a fantasy game don't really want to see character aging or becoming less attractive. They would say that you should go bother life simulator people with that BS. Another example, there are audiences for very sexualized gacha games who demand sexier and sexier models, and then there are like 20 million people playing Infinity Nikki right now, where devs don't even allow you to drive bicycle in miniskirt because that's unacceptable for characters' modesty. The point is that there is a customer for most of those genres and approaches, and devs are just fulfilling this specific demand. When things go wrong is when devs want to bend customers' expectations, to shame or bully them into submission, forcing them to accept something they don't want to have. This is why people usually don't really care if there is some kind of LGBTQ visual novel game out there for a specific minority. Nobody even covers stuff like this on the YouTube because it's irrelevant to majority of customers. But when devs push agenda to the existing player bases, like Concord's devs did in the hero shooter genre, where customers already exist with their preferences and expectations, this is when we get problems. This is when people start to mock it and boycott it, etc. Because in this case, people realize that this is not a game for minority. This is a game meant to attack and deconstruct your old preferences and turn them into something different that you find lame and ugly. So for CDPR, the challenge is to figure out whether they are pushing it too hard with Ciri the Witcher or they still keep it within customers' expectation boundaries. At this point, I think they are not overstepping it, but they can fail spectacularly in the game itself, in the storytelling and character design. So the real question is whether they will approach it from the position of business that wants to fulfill demands and expectations, or from the perspective of they will eat bugs and they will be happy. The whole series looks debate is more like a symptom of customers' distrust mainly. It is a signal like, hey, we are suspecting you. We think that you might go the preachy way while trying to shame us into accepting something we don't find interesting or enjoyable. Anyway, it was just a quick follow up on the debate. It would be interesting to see what are the people's thoughts on this topic. Are those critics just excessively suspicious or they have a point? See you later.